All right, welcome. My name is Mr. Lamb, and I am the instructor for AP Art and Design, formerly known as AP Studio Art. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an overview here, show you some student images, and show you where to find information on the AP College Board website, all about the class. All right, so without further ado, let me share screen here and show you some of this stuff. All right. First thing I want to show you here is right up here at the top, collegeboard.org. It's got all the information you'd want to know about any AP class. If you go to apstudents.collegeboard.org, you get that a little bit more tailored to prospective students. And if you want to find out some information about my class, you go ahead and click on AP Art and Design program. It'll give you a full sort of overview here. All right. I'll just read this off to you. In an AP Art Design course, you will develop the skills that artists and designers use and create a portfolio of work that you'll submit for an AP score. So in this class, we don't take a test. We just make artwork. We take all that artwork when we're done. You have to make 15 artworks by early May. It's a little difficult. We take those and we take digital images and we send them in to the College Board, where different artists and art teachers will judge those. They combine the scores, and if you come up with a 3, 4, or 5, you get college credit for one art class. So basically, when you start college, they'll look at your transcript and say, hey, you already have 4 units for art. All right. That being said, this class is intended to be the top class. It is the top class in our department. This class is intended for students that have taken as many of our art classes as possible. It should be juniors or seniors. And this class, I like to put it this way because I think it sums it up. This isn't the class where we teach you to make art. My expectation and the AP College Board's expectation is that you've already taken several classes. You're already trained in how to make art. And this class is for students who are more highly skilled. Teachers recommend students to this class, but anyone is welcome to take the class by showing me their portfolio of artwork that they've made before, and it's all up to my approval. That's the prerequisite for the class. Like I said, this isn't a class where we learn to make art. This is a class for motivated students who want to make their own art. This is a class where your inquiry into art making is what's going to guide what you eventually make. We have very few assignments, only at the beginning of the year. That give you a little bit of training. The rest of it, the AP College Board and myself expect you to be self-starters who have ideas to make your own art. And I provide you with lots of space, lots of great tools and materials to do that with. And I become your mentor as you move forward making your body of work. There's 3 different classes all taking place all in the same period here. There's 3 different choices for AP Art Design. And they are AP 2D Art Design, AP 3D Art Design, and AP Drawing. Most students fall under AP Drawing. It's kind of a misnomer. What they mean is any art that you make by rubbing something onto a piece of paper or a canvas, whether that be drawing, painting, charcoal, printmaking, any of that stuff. All of my students making drawings, paintings, etc., are doing the AP Drawing portfolio. The AP 3D Art and Design portfolio, that's for my sculpture students. Students that have taken my sculpture class and are recommended for AP 3D Art and Design come in, and normally those students focus on using clay because there's so much to experiment with, so much to explore. And you know, if you've taken my sculpture class, you only get a couple of projects to do clay. So then students can come in, make bigger work, really learn how clay works, and take care of all the prep work themselves. The other option, and we've only ever had a few students do this one, but we're having more and more, is the AP 2D Art and Design portfolio. That's more for art that's being made digitally, especially art that's being made all on the computer. That falls more under AP 2D Art Design. Like I said, I've got a few students now that They make drawings, they bring it into the computer, then they draw it on the pad. We're kind of scratching our head. Some of these old labels don't fit quite as well. So I will show you examples of each one of these portfolios from former students after we go over a little bit of the overview here. The skills you'll learn. This thing right here is from the AP College Board. This is their whole theme for this class, all summed up. These are the words I keep hearing, everything I read about the class: investigation, experimentation, and communication. All right. First one, investigation. They expect you to investigate all the materials, processes, and ideas that artists and designers use. They want you guys to do that in an inquiry-based form of education where you are deciding what you want to find out and investigate, and you're learning on your own. You're taking a path through figuring out what interests you rather than doing just some assignments. The second one's experimentation. And so that's practicing, experimenting, and revising as you create your own artwork. Finding different ways to mix your paints, finding different things to mix with the paints, finding new ways to make marks rather than just brushing things on, stippling things on, other tools to paint with. On the other hand, especially with clay, what can you make the clay do? So once again, it's up to your curiosity. All right. And the last one's communication. And that's continuing in this class to communicate your ideas about works of art and design and making that more of a sophisticated understanding of what it is you do, which elements and principles are important to the artwork that you're making. How can you articulate the visual idea that you're trying to express to other people? That's what the course is all about. I will let you guys peruse the AP portfolio page at your leisure if you would like. But I'd like to now, we'll stop the share, and hopefully all my shares are working. I'm going to show you some images of past students that have taken the class. So let's see, let's share screen. Let's hope Mr. Lamb can do it right. All right, cool. This first one, this is just a lot of different artworks from students over the years. We've been doing this for 8 or 9 years now. We've had a lot of students pass and get college credit, and I think that's great. Some of these are assignment-based works. Some of these are the concentration, sustained investigation work, which I'll tell you about in a second. Let's just look at these. Maybe I'll name some artists. This is Isaac Veloz, first couple. Excellent artist. This is Mika Tapia, beautiful self-portrait. Jessica Toledo. Actually, this was digital. The white was digitally done on the computer to remove all of the kind of gray of the paper to really make it stand out. This is Jessica as well. She took the class twice. For juniors that start the class here and have already taken a few of our classes and that are highly skilled at art, you can take the class twice. We've had 4 or 5 people do it. We've had 4 or 5 people pass twice, right? As long as you turn in 15 more artworks, the College Board will let you turn in as many portfolios as you like, I think. This is Monica Almazan. And once again, students with these 15 artworks, you're asked to create a sustained investigation. So you'll have an idea of what the artwork's going to be about, and maybe a couple of important elements and principles that you're focusing on. And it's just like if you've ever been to an art show where you walk into the gallery and all of the artwork is done by the same artist, and you can tell they're all a similar size, maybe done in a similar media or type of art, and they're all in a similar style. That's what the AP College Board wants to see you do, is develop your style. That's why I can't just give you a bunch of assignments. That's my style. So for Monica, her idea was flight. And her artwork suddenly kept having these balloons in them. And she made 15 different artworks of these. Even some of them started to include elements of collage. So kind of, right, experimenting, revising. They like to see this sustained investigation as kind of a journey. You start off with an idea and you see where that visual idea takes you. Robert Avila, I own this painting. I like this painting very much. There's Isaac Veloz again. Isaac Veloz is a kid where you could put a pen in his hand and give him 10 minutes and he'll draw you this. You don't necessarily have to be that artist. I'm not that artist. I can teach you different ways to work. Everyone works a little differently. However, that being said, like I discussed before, this isn't the class where we teach you how to make art. This is the class where now you are given an opportunity to make the art you want to make, and you're given high quality materials. We use Prismacolor pencils that cost $80 a box, not Crayolas from the dollar store. We use real acrylic paints and the media of acrylic paint that you can add to it to make it shiny, this, that, and the other. We have more sophisticated clays and glazes for my sculpture students, right? And so that being said about the talent, that scares some people down, but the idea is this: if you're a self-starter, you like to make art and you like to work hard on it, this class is for you. If you've got some skills, this class is for you. The hard part is we work fast. Everyone around you can draw circles around me. So if you're not very good at drawing or you struggle with your art ideas a little bit, this class isn't for you. You learn a bit about life drawing, different ways of making marks. Here's a scribble drawing, spray paint. These are Prismacolor pencils. This is a large artwork too. It's like 12 by 20. Beautiful. This is part paint, part pen and ink. Just a beautiful pencil and pen drawing on black paper. This is part collage, part paint. Spray paint again. Isaac Velos. Beautiful drawing, beautiful textures. Like I said, we have fun things to work with. We got gold ink. This is watercolor and colored pencil. Now this is just amazing. So those are just some different types of artwork from some different students over the years, just to give you an idea of the level of art that we create in this class. Now I'd like to show you a student's portfolio. All right. This is a drawing portfolio by Liliana Perez. And this is what I want to show you about a sustained investigation. Her idea was to draw hands. The elements and principles she was focusing on was value, lightness and darkness, and also color. And as you can see, look at all the different values of orange and yellow in this, and that beautiful color scheming in the hands. At first, she was just drawing hands. She was stuck. Well, what do I do next? I said, well, what do hands do? And so then she started thinking of what she could have a hand do. The person is kind of missing from these drawings, and it's about the hands. Very accurate, very well done. These are done with Prismacolor double-sided brush markers. They cost a lot of money. I'm pretty sure they belong to me, not to school. A lot of that here. But those are the kind of supplies that you get to use here. One side's a beautiful marker. The other side is like a paintbrush, but it's a marker paintbrush. Allows you to do different things. And holding onto a pole, you can see where these are getting much more detailed and looking at the wrinkles and the muscles in the hand. Like I said, sooner or later, the person disappeared completely. I really like this one. This one, everything disappeared. The person threw a ball. Now the ball's out of view here and their hand is still sort of in motion. After a while, it all became very exaggerated. This is Mrs. Romero's hand, who was the teacher that worked next door. No, she's not 180 years old, just really exaggerating all of the details and the folds and the wrinkles and the muscles that she sees in the hand. This was her artwork that really led to the whole body of work. She did a self-portrait, but most of it was the hand. She missed the top of the face. And she's like, you know what? Drawing the hands was the thing that was the most interesting to me. And so then she investigated that through these works. It's one of my favorite ones here, piano. Just beautiful. All right, let's look at another one here. This one, I'll show you a digital one. I think it's maybe the only digital portfolio we've ever turned in. There's a lot of images here, so I'm gonna click fast. This is Marcos Fuentes. He took a lot of old images of classical art. This is a Michelangelo. And he took them into the computer and really just digitally manipulated them. This might be a bust of like a famous person or something you can barely see anymore. See some more of these for the sustained investigation. There we go. Ancient statuary. but then sometimes with modern things, here we've got Hello Kitty, really playing with what you can do in Photoshop. Some things become illusions. Here's a beautiful one, ancient statuary. This is a statue as well in China. Let's see if we can, he has so many digital images here. This one's very interesting. Strange. There's Moses there, but he's much more colorful than you expect. These are all passing portfolios that I'm showing you. So each one of these students got a 3 or above and got college credit for these. This last one is Lisbeth Garcia. She really focused on just different ways to create pinch pot forms. She also was focusing on texture and then what you can do with the glazes. So did some beautiful things with the glazes. Actually, some of the things she figured out, I teach you guys now. So that's what I like about this class too. We're all working together as artists. This is a lot more like when I was in graduate school than even college, let alone high school. All of these projects, she decided what to make on her own and went for it. I helped with my own knowledge, but she was really doing the experimenting. We take our own pictures, learn how to take fine art pictures. I'm going to go through these fast. There's so many different ones. So much fun things you can do with the glaze. This is bubble glaze. You actually put soap in the glaze and make bubbles with it, like you blow bubbles into your milk. It's a lot of fun. Right now in my class, all of my students are working on their sustained investigation. It's still a little tough. It's the beginning of February right now as I record this, and all of them have about 5 artworks left. They need to make it to 15 by May 9th. It's only a couple months away, so it's a lot of hard work, I'm not gonna lie. The first part of the year, we do some assignments, teach you how to do some life drawing, talk about composition, some of the higher level things that maybe you never covered in Art 2 or some of the other classes. But by November, these students were all starting to work on what was interesting them. I'm just thinking, looking around the room, I've got one student making really cool medieval drawings with colored pencils. I've got another student that's making these paintings of organs, like your liver and your heart. They have little rhinestones glued on it. They're cool though. I've got a student that's working with word art, like tagging names and stuff. It's really expanding. What can you do with that style of art on a canvas instead of a wall, right? Who else do I have? We have a student that's really working on this whole theme between this war of cultures that goes on in her life and probably a lot of yours. Am I Hispanic? Am I American? These cultures are clashing, and it's paintings all about that. Very interesting. Another student that's really creating her own manga, whether it's a video game or a movie or a show, all on her pad, where she's kind of becoming that 2D art and design portfolio, but she's drawing out the characters and the environments, and it's starting to tell a story. Like I said, with my sculpture kids, they all sit at the same table and they just kind of build off of one another. Every day they come in and they decide what they need to do that day, and they get to work. And my job becomes finding your supplies and then giving you some advice as a mentor. All right. All that being said, I repeat, my name is Mr. Lamb. I'm in room 105. Come over and visit me at break, after school, mask up for me. If you'd like to talk about the class, you can ask your own art teacher. You're in this class right now about it, about whether the class is right for you. And if you haven't taken so many of our art classes, or you've done, I've got a student this year who's taken a bunch of college classes. She's never taken art classes. She's amazing. She's here with us. Come bring me your portfolio. Show me your work. We'll talk about whether you're ready for the class. If you're an underclassman, you still have time to go. The best thing for you to do is take as many of our art classes as you can before you get here. Then we can make some really amazing stuff. All right. Thank you guys so much for your time. If you want to email me, rlam@santapaulausd.org. Take care and see you soon. Thanks, guys.